I guess I should have added us to the stream here first. That would help, eh? Cooves, if I add us to the stream when the intro stops. But
No, it just goes
nah,
downhill from there.
yeah, it's more
As
fun
soon
this
as
way,
it
kind of
peaks
thing.
with the big cat noises with little Teddy
the
sharing
Teddy.
cat, it's all downhill then.
It's all
Isn't it?
downhill, isn't it? Yeah, it's not really. We don't need to do anything after that, is it? But welcome back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon to you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another episode of In the Bull with myself, Bobby K, and of course the sexy Scandinavian himself. How you doing, Cool?
Hey, how are you doing?
You're always good. I'm always better when I see you, man. Looking good, man.
I told you we don't need them. We don't need them. Just me
We
and
don't
you.
need them. Just you and me, baby. That's it. You know what? We could do our own games because then we know the answers. So that way we'll have, perfect points and everything like that as well. So it'd be good.
I'm still going to mark you down because you know how much you enjoy being a naughty boy, don't you?
No comment. But that's only because you know me so well. But interesting. I had the show set up for 5:30. As of course we're starting a little bit later here because I had to go back in and restart the show because my tech guy was over and he brought me my new computer. So hopefully we have no lag issues or cutouts or anything anymore. And he decided to test the system and to test the mic and everything. And so I went into the studio and he thought by testing it he had to hit the live button, not just sit in the back room. And then I look in and I come in and there he is with his shirt off and scratching his boobie away and everything. So we had a nice about a 90-second show that I deleted from YouTube that I think a handful of my friends got to see already. So that was interesting nonetheless. But we got some interesting people joining us tonight. One of the usuals and then a new guest making his debut on Kuv The Kang here, and of course we had another debut that was supposed to be here, but he's not here yet. So hopefully he will be joining us shortly. And then we got our friends in the comments as well. So where do we start, Koops? Where do you want to start, buddy? Do you want to say hi to the people in the comments or a guest first?
Let's bring the guests on. Go on.
Bring the guests on first. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll start with the man that you have to only know is the best barista, not only known to mankind, but in the world, in the universe, in the known universe and the unknown universe. Please, people, get out there and smell what the cough is brewing. It is Benny Kaufman himself. Big up, Benny. How are you, mate?
Doing good. It's been a long week. It's been a very, very interesting, positive week for us in the YouTube community. Even with some of the disasters, you started to see an amalgamation of thoughts. We're all starting to come together very slowly, and we're now starting to unite under the two colours of purple and gold. So you see,
and what is that for?
Until Tottenham are sold.
Purple and gold until Tottenham are sold.
I personally made it my mission this week to turn every single Spurs YouTube channel purple and gold. And you will see them in the house because it doesn't just mean channels. We're not just in this YouTube community, us. We are also our fan base. We are our people that in the chat. So you'll see the members like Carl Simpson, you will see Welsh Jet, all with the colours purple and gold, because we are all one family that's going to stick together, and those two colours are going to represent something we're going to bring forth. So a positive week, and it's going to be great.
Awesome. And let's see if our last guest is ready. Unfortunately, he's got his camera off right now, so I'm not too sure if he's ready. If he wants to turn it on in the background and give us a thumbs up, we'll bring him in when he's ready to go there. And he came on and off, and now he gave us a double thumbs up. So please, folks, this is a gentleman making his debut. Be kind, be gentle. He is a United fan, but he is one of the nicest people I've ever had the opportunity to meet in the community. And thank you. And my package is here, so it's a double bonus day. Ladies and gentlemen, like Madonna, he's only got the one name. Please welcome Brush.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome, Bobby. It's a pleasure to be here.
You always get a warm welcome when you come here, brother. You know, the kids are fond of you. I'm very fond of you. Like I said, I've had the pleasure of meeting you through this football community overall, not just the Spurs community. So, you know, you were kind enough to add me into a group that is host to a lot of channels that are from different teams. And it's such a wonderful community as well. A little bit of banter, but at least it's civil banter. There's no degrading. There's even when it's due and acceptable. And it's a great community to be a part of. So thank you for including me into that. I really am.
Gotta say, lack of hair on the top, beard underneath the chin, checking out very nicely.
Already in Kuva's good books.
Kuva and the Cost good books.
That's it, buddy. That's all it takes. Kuvs, should we say hi to people in the chat quickly before we get going?
Let's do that. I've
They're all
seen
yours,
a lot
baby.
of purple and gold here as well.
They're all yours. Go for it.
Okay, so we've got the regulars. Let's start. Cole Simpson. Looking forward to this, gents, as usual.
Five
and
guys.
Spurs haven't even ruined it today. That's true. Ruin it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You still got another day of the weekend that can go down. Big up, Arrest, because another United fan here. So,
or you attracting them. Bob Spur TV. Big up, mate.
Bob,
He says a lady came to the dealership today and wanted a big car. When she stated, "I need to get in the rear easily," I whispered an yeah to myself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Absolutely. Football
Big
Power
up,
Hour.
Big up, bro. Good to see you, man.
Carl said, just big up to everybody in the chat. Roy, big up, mate. Thanks for joining us again. The intro was epic. Love the cat.
Cheers,
noise.
brother. Cheers, bro. That's our little cat right here, man. The new family member here himself. So we've got to get him included somehow, right?
Teddy sharing cat, isn't it? So
that's it, Teddy sharing cat, baby.
There, you don't get any more obvious on screen. It certainly was. Why?
What?
Big up, mate.
Big up, why?
Big up, boy.
Well, we need Ranjit. You can't.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you be honest? Stop blaming the data and just say, with Nick not being here, there's no reason for you to be here. Right. You don't have as much fun abusing us as you do, Nick. So it's okay. We understand.
For next time Ranjit's on. Yeah.
That's it. Build it up. Let it fester inside.
He's saying, "Hey guys, can't stick around today. He's in the car and his data isn't very good, but he remains here in spirit." Big up, mate.
Appreciate you coming in, man. Good to see you.
Phil, baby, big up, mate.
Hello, mate.
Here as well. Good evening, everybody.
Big up, Wayne. Thanks for joining us, man.
Good here with us. Big up, mate.
Big up, man.
Cole just saying Ben's in the house. Yeah, Bob Spur again. Ben with the no look Wi-Fi. Yeah, absolutely. Eagle Eye Football.
Rich, yeah, there he is. He's right there.
There
he is.
I spotted him almost immediately when he came on.
Yeah.
Almost immediately. A lot of people there doing the purple and the gold there. Good to see. Don't be gentle with Brush. He's a bully.
And he's a big fella too. So
this is somebody that definitely knows you. I feel, Brush.
Oh, it takes one to know one. Rich.
Actually, Rich. That's Rich from Eagle Eye Football. Rich and Brush were two that were kind enough to make the trip when we had that dinner after the game and everything. When Stella and everybody, we went to that nice Turkish restaurant and all the YouTubers got together and everything. Brush and Rich made the trip up. I think it was about a 2-hour drive or something like that too. You guys took, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a bit of a mission to get there, but worth it in the end. I think the only
much appreciated
depressing thing was probably it was the day you guys played City, and we know how that went.
That's true. Yes, that was that day. Yeah.
Stuart and Sammy Mehmet are with us as well. Big up,
Sammy. Big up.
Bob Spur's asking, is he called Brush because of his beard? Big up, buddy.
Brush,
Why are you called Brush? That's a good question.
Do you know what? It's just one of those nicknames I've had for a very long time. It sort of just went viral from when I was a kid, like long before the internet, and it's just kind of stuck with me. So, but yeah, if you want to, attribute it to the beard, yeah, let's go with that.
Nothing weird like you spend a lot of time in the toilet or something. No, okay, that's fine.
Although that could be a new agenda, Kuv, because I know
brush. You could have gone with the obvious and say it's because the amount of time you spend brushing your hair.
Listen, I know you guys have a wonderful little quiz at the end, so perhaps that can be one of your future questions.
We've got 2 games actually for you.
Fact or fiction? So, how much time is Brush spending in the toilet?
You're in for some high quality treats this time.
Oh yeah, baby.
We've really gone for it this time.
Listen, they are real mind benders because I've been in the comments before watching previous streams, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
This one you might find a bit easier than the previous.
Yeah,
ones, so-
Kuva took it easy on everybody this week. He was being nice this week.
Them all wrong on purpose.
I will say I was in collaboration with my oldest son Owen on a few of my. So all I need to say is we were literally crying with laughter over.
Listen, with some of those fact or fiction questions, I have to say I question the mind that came up with them.
Oh yeah. There's some, dude. After he sends them to me, and I'm looking at what he sent me, I'm like, this is my partner in crime here. I questioned. I question it sometimes.
Vibes FC is also with us. Paddy Hartnett's with us as well. Big up, lads.
Paddy.
Martin Leonard. Why does Koff look like a knockoff version of Ryan Reynolds?
He's the original. Not a bad guy to be compared to.
Ryan Reynolds wishes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Davo's with us as well. Big up, mate.
Big up, Dave.
Who else we got? You Spam. Great channel. Keep up the good work. Big up, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Brush looking out for the feds.
Another guy that knows Brush well. Brush comes with his own banter crew.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. New onto the show and getting abused more than the regulars.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And we're not even 12 minutes in yet.
Absolutely. This is going to end up in the car park, isn't it? Right. Renee Haddy, was it Oreen Haddy? I don't know. Forgive me.
Oh, that's Renee Haddy. That's my best friend, the twins.
Right,
yes,
okay,
yes.
Up,
he's the Bolton fan, right? He's got the Bolton the logo up. Yeah. I think they won today too. So good stuff, Renee. Bounced back from that loss the other day because I think they're in a position to go for the playoff, right? So
Phil Baby is asking if Brush's first name is Basil. Of course,
Basil Brush.
Boom, boom. Toilet run the agenda. Brush looks like the first attempt at drawing of our Kelly.
Oh wow!
That's harsh. That's harsh.
Be nice to our guests. Come on now. Oh no! Wait, it's Martin, isn't it? Martin Leonard. That's Martin from the group, right? Oh, that's why. Okay, so, Martin knows Brush. Yeah, Brush.
Yeah. You could.
No. Listen, all of my lot that come into the chat are absolute trolls, and they've got the combined mental age of about a 15-year-old. So. Yeah,
they might like to make.
I was going to say, so they're smarter than us.
They'll like the games then. So, in fact, they might be a bit too.
So don't be outraged by some of the comments.
I just realized I don't.
Can we get a purple and gold wave in here?
Spam, everyone spam purple and gold.
Absolutely. Blink 3 times if you need help, bro. We got you.
No, you don't.
A lady was worried about accidentally putting diesel in a petrol car. Whilst assuring her only the correct hose would fit a hole, I whispered a quiet, to myself again.
He's had quite the eventful day.
He definitely has. Paddy saying, Bob, I forgot to ask, any boobies tonight? Maybe.
All right. This is why I shouldn't check my phone when Paddy sends a message in the chat saying check your phone, because this is the crap Paddy makes. This is the nonsense he sends me when he knows I'm a Canadian.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Paddy. Love you, buddy.
What would a Captain Canada look like?
There was a Captain Canada. There is.
There?
Yeah. Well, there is, or there was. I don't know. I don't think they've ever done much with it for years.
Well, just wearing a maple leaf or something.
That's pretty much all it is. Yeah.
Fair
maple
enough.
leaf, and he squirts down syrup. As you try to run by. Oh yeah, gives you a squirt.
As long as that's all.
He locked the playoff spot today. Congrats, Renee. Good stuff, buddy. I'll actually see you probably after the show tonight, man.
This has to be the scruffiest panel I've ever seen, says What's the Point MC.
This is we're in Movember.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, 6 months later.
Stuff.
Navy and white. There you go.
Absolutely. We'll be here all night responding to all these now. Anyway, big up to everybody that's joining so far. I think.
If you haven't subbed, please do hit that like button as well. Athelstan's here. Big up, Athelstan. Captain Mountie.
That work.
I like that. I like the next two actually. Are good too. Captain Maple Leaf
Captain
and
Maple
Captain
Leaf,
Canuck.
yeah, and Captain Canuck. Yeah,
Yeah,
it all
Captain
works.
Canuck
It
is
all
a
works.
good one. Yeah.
There's a good bit of purple and yellow for you. Big up, Davo.
There you go. How come they're not showing up on my end? Is it show up on the YouTube? Because I was seeing his little boxes.
Yeah, it's because you're in Canada and they haven't invented
that's what it
color
is.
yet, have they?
They've not
okay,
invented
right.
emojis yet.
Yes, that makes sense. My computer is colorblind.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Um,
I think are we
there we
are we caught up?
Yeah.
we're kind of
them all?
caught up. There's more people. People just keep
They're
talking
trickling
to
in.
themselves.
That's okay. Let them talk to themselves.
Bob's late as
You
well.
go for the banners and things, Bobby, and move the show along. I'll just keep bringing up a few comments in the background.
Sounds good, buddy. Sounds good. Well, let's get started with the first one. This is where we, from the last show, this was the result of the next day. This is how my holiday started. Obviously, Ben doesn't want to talk about football right now, so he will join us shortly when the football ending is done. But yeah, unfortunately, this is how my holiday started, which was shit, for lack of better words. Effortless, consistently poor all the way around, no desire, no nothing. Yeah, just absolutely dreadful. 2 second thoughts from everybody into this one before we just chuck it off to the side and forget about it.
Leave me out.
Yeah, that's a very quick one. I'll just quickly say that result reinvigorated my love for football because it was so epically bad. It was hilarious. Yeah. I gave up watching my movie, put my lasagna down for a moment. I had a bet on us conceding within the first 60 seconds.
Yes.
Narrowly missed it. Like they robbed me by 2 or 3 seconds in the end. But then I thought, this is going to be hilarious. I'm just go off to the toilet and then I'll find a stream to watch and settle down to see how bad it gets. By the time I'd managed that, we're 3-0 down and then another couple of goals in the next few minutes with one of the worst starts I've ever seen to a football match at any level. It was pathetically bad. It was hilarious. I can say that now because I just don't care about this club at the moment. It's not the club I grew up with. There we go. So I was just reinvigorated because I started realizing the Levy out thing is going to gain traction very quickly this week, and it did, didn't it?
It did. Now, Brush. Sorry, Ben. Did you want to add to your just to leave you out, or are you happy with leaving it at that?
It's basically what Kuva said. We're now starting to unite. The bigger picture is now being talked about. The bigger picture is here. It's here to stay. We've known what the problem was with our club we have in our little sector of the community. We've known what the bigger picture is because we see the scattergun approach. I went into a chat the other day and the person running the stream says, oh, the plan hasn't been bad for 23 years. But then I look at it back from 2001 and I see the managers that have been appointed. Firstly, Glenn Hoddle, attacking manager. Jacques Santini, defensive manager. Then you've got Martin Yole, attacking manager. Then you've got Juan de Ramos, pragmatic manager. Then you've got Harry Redknapp, attacking manager. Then you've got AVB, pragmatic manager. And that goes all through today. The only sort of time where we had any sort of consistency with our managerial appointments was Mourinho, Nuno, Conte. 3 defensive managers in a row. And this chairman constantly likes to say, we're bringing back the Spurs way, which I have said on multiple streams that the Spurs way is a myth. It has not existed since the 80s. Tottenham have not played the Spurs way since I have been alive, since 1995, May the 1st, for all those that wish to know. The Tottenham way is to win playing with style. It's not playing great football. It's not doing this. It's to win with style. It's those two together. It's those two in utter tandem. And this ownership has taken that away from this club. Winning does not matter to this football club. Playing with pride does not matter to this football club. Playing with style does not matter to this football club. There's only one thing that really matters, and that is the bottom dollar.
Yeah.
The go-kart tracks, the skywalks, the property portfolio. Everything but the football side of the business matters. And that is why we need to talk about this bigger picture. And we want to see a team that plays football again. And that's what we need as Tottenham fans. And the only way to do that is to unite under the colours of purple and gold, because blue and white no longer look like Tottenham. Purple and gold is the people that go to Tottenham every single week. We are the club. The club is nothing without us.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry. For those of you, Nippon is another friend of the community. He's a Chelsea fan. That last comment. Did you see that, Brush?
There we go.
Vibes,
Needed
man.
to take a moment.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry about that. But let's Brush. Let's get your thoughts on this. I'm not going to ask you about your thoughts on the game. What I'm going to ask you is actually, you saw this. Obviously, you knew the result. You know, everybody knows how poor we were. It was
come on, simplify it, Bobby, for Brush.
Oh, sorry.
You remember
shit. And you guys expected to kick our asses
a
few days
few
later.
seasons back, we came to your place and humiliated you. A massive win.
Mm-hmm.
Considering you remember that, how funny was it watching us getting absolutely pasted at Newcastle?
It's never nice to see a team suffer in that way, you know.
Liar.
It is.
Listen, 3 goals down in 9 minutes. Craziness. I was actually concerned going into our game because usually after a team gets battered in that manner, they usually shut up shop. So I thought it will be a difficult game to go into. And obviously Stellini getting dismissed as well. And we've had this a couple of times this season where we've faced teams just as they get that new manager bounce sort of thing going. But then, as for the actual result itself, I felt it was a disaster class of our own making, the way we let you guys come back into the game. And you were probably unlucky not to win, especially if it was anyone else other than Eric Dyer with that open goal in front of him. Probably would have been 3-2.
I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. It's bad. It's bad enough all my mates give him a hard time, but yeah, now he's going to get it from you as well, right?
Eric Dyer is going to get the sword this show.
Nice one, Stuart. Oh, he's
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nippin's in the house, actually. Speak of the devil. There you go. Nippin's here as well. Big up, Nippin. Good to see you, man. We made Brush turn off his guy. Rich, we made him turn it on. It's not as fun. We need to see his reactions to the games and everything. And we need that emotion, right? Coovs, we need that emotion. Coovs, this was the next thing I had then. Let's a bit of a better performance, a bit of a better result, obviously. Especially the fact that we went into this game and immediately we were down, was 6th or 7th minute. And I just thought for sure, here we go again. The wheels have come off already. This is going to be another slaughtering. Why don't you take this on, Kuva? And how did you feel when you saw that immediate goal? And what was your
quicker for this one? We just reverted to what we were doing earlier in the season. Turn up for 45 minutes. The first half, United absolutely bossed us. Miles the better team. Should have done more with it. That's the only criticism you'd have about their performance. But it was easy for them. That midfield trio running everything. We got nowhere. We're nowhere in that league. They did us a favour with the substitutions. Fred came on and pulled a blinder. He was our man of the match. Made us suddenly look like a possession-based team. He did. We pulled something out of the bag. At the end of the day, we do have some good players. I mean, Harry Kane was excellent. He was pulling the strings second half, but we were let off the hook there. We really were. The substitutions backfired for United. Yet even then, in the second half, as soon as we pulled level, it's like we took the foot off the accelerator again and let United come at us. They nearly snatched the winner again. It was a mad game. I can imagine it was pretty good for the neutral, but I think both sets of fans were probably left a little bit disappointed that they didn't nick the win.
Even that, when we got that first goal immediately when they came back and Bruno launched it right off to the crossbar after just walking through the defense there, that just instantly, that was just like, come on, this is how we're going to play this game. Basically, we finally scored one. Let's completely just fall apart again and forget what we're supposed to do.
And it's so painful seeing Eriksen wearing a United shirt. Really
thank
is.
God he missed that free kick. I was watching him take that, lining up for it, and I was like, this is his range. That's his spot. He's hit some for us from that spot. Nice ones too. And yeah, Carl, they are, man. It's a good crew, man. I'm blessed, like I said at the beginning of the show, that Brush included me into this community and let me meet all these wonderful people, because they are fantastic, fantastic people with great shows themselves already. Big up, Ronan. Good to see you, my man. Brush, your thoughts on the game? Your thoughts on, do you think that it was 3 points lost? Do you think that Tottenham had a right to walk out of there with a point? Do you think it's possible you could have walked out there with nothing?
All of the above. The way the game was going, I was left bitterly disappointed with how it ended, and in the end, it almost felt like a defeat. The Bruno miss was a defining moment, but the second half, you guys started pressing us, and we didn't really have answers. And like Kuv touched on, the substitutions backfired. It's a very weird one as well. I would like to get your guys' opinion. When Weghorst comes on, I think it lets our players know that we're ready to shut up shop. We're not expecting goals. And as the opposition, you're probably thinking, all right, there's a chance here.
Yeah.
He's not conducive to scoring goals, unfortunately. And when changes like that happen, I think you give the opposing team the impetus to go on and push on.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, because of the poor substitutions you made, it almost made Ryan Mason's substitutions look fantastic, because obviously ours helped our team, where yours kind of helped our team too. So it almost made Brian Mason look great, and all the praise that was being heaped on him. I personally, I might get some stick for this or whatever, but I personally think it's too much. The fact that we all of a sudden are sitting here praising him and throwing roses at his feet as he walks down the street, and Ryan Mason's the greatest thing since sliced bread all of a sudden, because he came in and got us playing attacking, exciting football, and we were able to come back in that game, and we showed some heart, we showed some fight, and everything. We were still very, very poor in a lot of areas of the pitch there. But Ben, you seem like you want to chime in with something there, so by all means, go for it, bro.
That game showed a real weakness in Manchester United's psyche, which is arrogance. They beat us so badly in that first half with Casemiro and Eriksen. They made it look easy. Like another Stel was saying it on Tottenham away, and I remembered it. That a ball was launched in the air, and Casemiro stuck his foot out like Berbatov, and he caught it on his foot like it was nothing. It was that magical football from Casemiro and Eriksen. They beat us so badly. I think we don't need to turn up against these lot in the second half. So the fact they let us in with Højbjerg, who I'm absolutely fed up with Højbjerg. Like every time the player goes near him, chucks himself to the floor and rolling around like he's a Viking. Apparently, he's a Viking.
Yeah, a soft one.
Soft.
Yep. They got Biggie.
Skip. Love the guy in the second half. Put a shift in, but again, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough. He's
not there yet, though. He's got opportunities for growth.
He's had
right?
a long injury. He's not good enough. And my God, Eric Dyer. Eric fucking Dyer. I'm actually starting to literally hate the guy. Like there are people who are hating more than most people on planet Earth, because every time he gets onto that pitch, earning the amount of money he earns, and he puts in a performance like that, letting Rashford go past him with ease, like nothing, like no, and he's one of the players committee that decides a new manager. Eric Dyer, 10 years ago, and he's going to be offered a contract by this ownership when we don't even have a manager yet that's going to say, no, I don't want Eric Dyer. He's shit. The fact he could be here for another 3 years, that is deeply depressing.
It's funny. I think you might have some appreciation for a comment that was brought in here. I think it was by Roy. Yeah. Kuv, you want to just start where you're at, or get an idea? I'm just going to bring this one back.
I've seen the comment.
Okay.
No, you brought it out now, but it's horrific.
Oh, I don't think it's an inappropriate comment. We could say this. I don't think it's bad. I think we can bring it up.
Just
if we can't, we'll find out later.
The man is horrific. He's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen adorn a Tottenham shirt. He's just awful. And to think there are people, Jay, that support this guy. He is a fraud of a footballer. Fraud of a footballer, Eric Dyer. He is dreadful.
Poor child.
I'm going to fly back to Canada in the summer and ground him for supporting Eric Dyer again.
Dude, you need to beat his ass, okay? Sometimes we're Indian, man. Sometimes you just got to beat some sense into your child, okay?
We all need
just
to
the
go
old ways, man.
We need to show Jay videos of Jan Vertonghen, Ledley King, Yap Stam, Dave Mackay, Stevie Perriman in his later years, all the players that have played centre-back in football. Eric Dyer is not a centre-back.
You're talking about people that know how to defend.
He is awful. He is awful. And the quicker this guy is out...
Are you saying that you're not a fan of his, Ben? Is that what you're trying to say here right now?
In the words of Kim, Dyer is shit.
I've never heard you speak so highly of him, actually.
Yeah. I'm really starting to hate the guy. Mostly because Jacob keeps on sending me videos of him with Dave Portnoy laughing that we've never won.
Oh, my God. Oh, you know what? We just got to get Jacob on and just play that video.
That's the problem. He sends it to the problem of why we've not won anything, and he's the one that's laughing at it. Get him out of the club. He should be playing. It should be minimum League One. That's how bad he is.
So, Brush, now you know how Dyer, how Ben really feels about Dyer.
He's a fan, I can tell.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring up one comment quickly to respond to Flair Cooper. Have you and Sava fallen out? Never see you together on the stream anymore. Absolutely fine with Sava. I just decided several weeks back I didn't really want to do any serious football shows for the rest of the season. I have done the odd one or two, but it's mostly been about Levy out, and we were trying to avoid doing that too much on his shows. So I felt I'll just step back for a little bit. Sava and I get on great, no problem.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, top four in a trophy, I'll let you know right now. It had nothing to do with Kuva and Sava. I messaged Sava and said Kuva's mine. Back off. You know, that's it. Like seriously, back off. It's enough is enough. You know, it's bad enough I've got to share him with Ben, but I'm not spreading my Kuvs out too thin. Okay. Who's my little sexy Scandinavian? Is it you, baby? Is it you, baby? I love you, man.
Always you, mate. Always you.
You've fallen in love with a biscuit in you deluded man.
What? How dare you?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up now. It's game time.
Well, you heard the man there. Brush, you've seen the intro. You know what it is, which means it is time for our first little game. Try to break up this football chat a little bit before things get too serious. So let's check this. I noticed. Yes, Benny, I see your private comment, and I noticed that. That's why I thought it's time to take a quick break. It is time for Guess the Footballer. My lovely co-host here decided that we need to tweak Guess the Footballer. It was too easy last week. Is that what it was? It was too easy last week.
It was way too easy. They are not going to get these.
No. I don't. I see 0 point. And you haven't seen the overlay, so you don't know the answers either. So, of course, Kuv, you're welcome to play along as well. So it's all you three against each other. I will explain the game quickly for those of you who have not watched. I'll be bringing up 3 pictures with one player, basically. So the first one, a harder picture to figure out. If you can guess the player on the first picture, you get 5 points. If you guess the player on the second picture, which will reveal a little bit more, obviously, you get 3 points. And if you guess the player once I reveal the entire picture, because sometimes it's players that, trust me, you have no idea who the hell they are. So if you guess the player right with the full reveal, then you get 1 point. So, gentlemen, are you ready for Guess the Footballer?
No.
Good.
And
Brush, before I rudely cut you off, do you want to say something there?
No, it's all good. In the little cutscene there, I think I figured out the answer to my own question. I was going to ask if it was just Spurs players or just everyone.
No. It's everybody from everywhere. There's players here from in tribute to my buddy Renee. I think I put in a Bolton Wanderers player. So enjoy. So here's your first picture, gentlemen. If you have an answer, by all means, just scream it out whenever you're ready.
Oh,
Kuva?
Yeah, I think let's have a guess at Ronaldinho. No, it can't be Ronaldinho. It's Ron Stewart.
latest.
Yeah, that's Eric Dyer, isn't it?
Okay, Eric Dyer. Kuva? Oh, sorry, Benny?
Let's go Pedri.
Pedri, okay. Brush?
Oh, Messi.
Okay.
Can't be Messi. It's too.
Is it too late? Is it the kit's after he's gone? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe. You never know. Here's the second picture. Brush, you sticking with your answer?
Yes.
Yeah, you sticking with your answer? Okay, Benny?
I don't know. He looks like Duran.
So it's not Pedri. You're going to Duran now.
I'm reverting to what I said before. That's Ronaldinho, definitely.
You're going back to Ronaldinho now, not Dyer. Okay. Benny, did you have a second one?
Gavi, maybe Gavi. I don't know. I don't know what these Barcelona. But I don't watch Barcelona enough.
Well, they might not be current players anymore. They could have possibly moved on. They're not players necessarily that are at the club still.
Messi didn't have hair like that. I don't know. I'm sticking Duran.
Well, to be honest with you, that is Messi's hair. So you guys were close, but none of you have got it yet. So here's the reveal of the full picture.
Yeah, knew it.
No,
So any guesses onto who that is? Brush?
What? Who's on screen right now?
Yeah, this is the player reveal now. This is the third picture.
Yeah, it's Ronaldinho, isn't it?
You're sticking with Ronaldinho, Kuva?
I
Okay.
think it's Gary Mabbott.
Well, I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, none of you got that one right. It was Gareth Bale. Yes, I know the first picture threw you off maybe a little bit. Second picture is clearly Gareth Bale by this point, but you guys weren't able to get it. Maybe you'll do better with the second one. Here we go. Brush. Who's that?
Pogba.
Benny.
No, it's Tom Cruise.
Good. Oh, that's close. Ben, that is close, bro. That is so close. You have no idea. Coobs.
That looks like Nick from Shelfside Spurs.
It does.
It is actually. It will look like Nick in a few months, won't it?
Yeah.
It will look like Nick in a few months. Maybe this one will help. Maybe the second picture would help. Brush, you sticking with your answer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. So Brush is sticking with Pogba. Coobs?
Yeah, I think it's looking a little bit more Eric Dyer-ish now, isn't it?
That is pure. Oh, you're picking it up. Benny?
I think it might be Harrison Ford.
Oh,
He had a
close.
stint
But
in
footballers, all right.
Harrison
They are
Ford
actual footballers. Did he? Oh, yeah. That's why maybe in a park or something.
Oh, yeah,
like
I could see the clues at the bottom of the screen. Is that Harrison Ford definitely had a hand as well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's Darth Vader with the black glove, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's what the hell is it? James Earl Jones.
Might be a customs officer.
Yeah.
I think it
Sorry,
might
boys.
I think it might be Gareth Bale.
No, unfortunately, that was the first one. You guys got this one wrong. None of you were even close. Well, you were close when you said Tom Cruise because he is buddies with Tom Cruise. It's actually David Beckham.
Yeah, that's it.
So you can see the resemblance there, right? So
Resemblance.
you know what? Maybe with the third one, you guys are all sitting at 0 points right now. So far, nobody's got anything. This is dreadful. You know, I thought you guys would pick up something. Maybe the third picture would help. Maybe the third picture will help. What about this one? Who's that, Benny?
It's Patrick Swayze, and he's in the film Ghost.
Nice. Brush.
I think I'm going to go for Spurs legend Chris Armstrong.
There you go. Brush is picking up the game now. Brush finally picked it up. Took him the third round to finally get the vibe. Vibes, he got the vibe. Coobs.
I'm spotting the proud cockerel on the shirt now. It's going to be Daniel Levy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so close. Maybe this one will help. Coobs, you sticking with Daniel Levy?
That looks even more like him now, I'm convinced. Daniel Levy.
With that hair? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Brush,
yeah.
you sticking with your original answer?
Okay. I think it's
It did start looking like Chris Armstrong. Now it looks more like Stefan Iverson.
Oh,
No,
Brush,
no.
no.
it's Phil
No.
P.
It's Phil P.
Yeah,
Is that what you're sticking with, Ben? Phil P?
Hair, slick
Yeah.
curly hair.
Again, unfortunately, you guys got it wrong. It's David Beckham again.
Darn.
Yeah, see
Pesky
it.
David.
So I can't believe you guys didn't see the resemblances there. But
Phil
it's okay.
Keane,
Still
David
at 0
Beckham.
points. So the game is
Phil
still
Keane
up
and
for
David
anybody.
Beckham look like the same bloke.
That's true too. That's true too.
Yeah.
They are identical. They are gorgeous,
they're
gorgeous
identical.
people.
Always said Beckham was very versatile.
Yeah.
Maybe this one. We're getting into the what is this? This is the fourth one now. So this is easy. This is easy one.
Oh, that's an old World Cup favorite from Colombia. That is Carlos Valderrama.
Oh, you have no idea how close you are.
I think that is Spurs legend Anthony Gardner.
Very close. Very close. Not at all. Not at all, actually.
It's got to
Brush?
be Jonathan Woodgate.
Oh, Brush is
Good
bringing the heat now. Maybe Brush doesn't know how close he is, especially when I showed the second
Oh,
picture.
it might be. Oh, who was that Spurs player that went to Portsmouth?
Peter Crouch?
No, not Peter Crouch.
Defoe?
No.
Nico Kranjčar.
Defender.
He who shall not be named.
No, not Judas. Not Judas.
Kabul.
No, he didn't play for Portsmouth.
He went to Portsmouth, doesn't he? I'm sure he went.
He did. Pretty sure he did.
No, he went to Watford.
No, Kabul went to Portsmouth. We signed him back from Portsmouth at one point.
Maybe he played for both.
Maybe. Can we keep the football chatter to a minimum, though, and just it's supposed to be game time?
Yeah.
You know, supposed to be the
Okay,
fun part of it here.
Cardo
Cool.
Rocha.
Coobs, are you going to bring up the guesses in the chat, or am I supposed to be doing that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think
Shit. Oh, yeah. We're like 50 messages behind here. Oops.
yeah. We're just having a little break.
It's
Nah,
Ricardo
leave
Rocha.
it. We'll go through some of them. I'll just read them actually. People are saying Gary Glitter. That's a close shout. Freddie Mercury.
Yep. Kate
Darren
Beckinsale.
Anderson.
Big up Robbie G's in the house.
Eric Dyer's left bollock.
Deidre Barlow.
PGA golfer. Yeah.
Even Tom's next one is a good one, too.
The bloke that makes the Rocker Cup final. Yes.
Oh, my buddy Mike's got a good one in here, too. Roy Kent. Oh, Ellie's in the house here. Ellie, no, you're not even close.
I think it might actually be Bob. I think it's Bob.
Oh, that's close. That's close. Andrew
It's
Gregory's
either
got a
him
good one
or
here.
it's Nick Barry Randre.
Dave was close.
Um,
Mari's in the house. Big up Mari, man. Congratulations, Mari. Unfortunately, ended his show, but he's gone on to Tottenham away. So good luck to you, my brother. Good luck over there to you, man. Ice T. Ooh. Mrs. T is close, yeah. Bob. Oh boy, Bob. Oh boy. Actually, I'll leave it at that one because none of you are close. It's actually Zlatan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't believe you guys didn't see the resemblance there. The
The
first picture had Zlatan written all over it.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe that I thought for sure this one was a dead giveaway. I 100% you guys would have got that one. All right, last one, Brush. This is your chance to get a point because I feel bad that you're a guest first time here. You know, Benny's almost like a part-time host on this show now. We're gonna have to rebrand the show and the name. So we got to give you the opportunity to get a point here, buddy. I'll give you a hint with this one. His name rhymes with Roy Keane. So there's the first picture. Who do you think, Brush?
Rhymes of Roy Keane, eh? Can only be the famous whiskey maker, Jim Beam.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Bob got it on this one.
I'm going to go with Mbelelu Mabuzela.
Okay. Fancy.
Who did you say it rhymes with, Bobby?
Rhymes with Roy Keane.
Oh, in that case, it's got to be
Eric Dyer's left bollock?
Zinedine Zidane.
Oh.
Oh. I'm going to go also. I'm going to go Flick the Bean.
Joy Bean.
Tiger Woods. Well, none of you got it with the first one. Maybe the second one will help. Maybe the second picture will help.
Yeah. Unmistakable.
Yeah, I think Mark might be close here. Well, Wayne's got a good one here.
What about
Oh, wow.
Milinko Asimovic?
It's Batman. That's a close one.
I'm thinking it's Freddie Mercury. He's just done a very big mic drop there.
Ayo.
Oh my goodness. This is hard to keep up with all these comments here. Unfortunately, guys, none of you are close. Did you take a guess?
You know what? With this clue, it all makes sense now. I've got it. I hope Vibes is watching. It's his favorite person in the whole wide world. It's Taylor Swift.
Oh, very close.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But that being said, Brush, I'm going to give you a hint that is actually a real hint. It is Moss's favorite Spurs player.
I imagine Moss has quite a few favorite Spurs players.
It's not Rihanna on there.
Picture two.
Phil Baby's put Barry Sheen, but I'm going to go Charlie Sheen.
I'm going to go for Mr. Sheen.
Sobby Ravage.
Go on, let's cover the whole Sheen family. Let's go with Martin Sheen.
Is there a Darren Sheen? I'll take Darren.
Yeah, Tony Sheen, probably.
Whitney Houston.
It's Beyonce. I've got it. It's Beyonce.
Ellie, not even close.
Oh, come on, read the room.
Read the room,
Read the
Ellie.
room.
Not even close. It's not even close. Guys, unfortunately, again, in the final round, none of you got it right. It's Youngman's son.
Nah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't get that one. Threw the Spurs jersey in there for you and everything. And Kuvs, that was a great round for the game for us, as the host, because the house always wins, right?
Quality game, that one. Quality game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like everybody got zeros on it. But we're going to give Brush a bonus point for being the guest this time, yeah? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. And then deny him with VAR decision.
No. We'll give him the point, and then, of course, being a United fan, he gets a 3-point deduction. So, Brush, congratulations. You finished last with -2.
Brilliant.
That was a roaring success.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was a lot of work. Jacob, big up, brother. Good to see you in here, man. Lots of people in here. Mike, thanks for joining us as well. Alan Sibley, 10 inches in the house as well. And that's it. Coobs, we are all finally all caught up. Back to a little bit of football here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I know what your answer is going to be here, Benny. And actually, you know what, Benny? Why don't you start with this? Because this is kind of what we were already touching on to a little bit. Because a lot of people seem to think he does.
If you think Ryan Mason should get the Tottenham job full time, football is not the sport for you. It's not the sport for you. He needs to go to a lower league and learn his craft. He needs to actually learn the game from the grassroots, how to bring people into the team. He can't just last with having a bunch of his mates in the team. It can't last. Eventually, the Dyers, the Kanes, all his mates are going to be gone, and he's going to have to start actually being a manager. He needs to get a proper job, and he needs to learn his craft. Yes, he's learned under Conte, he's learned under Mourinho, he's learned bits under Pochettino, and he's done a bit of the academy. But it's time he stood on his own 2 feet and was a coach for himself and started building his team and building his philosophy. And if we give this man the job, purple and gold should be like raining from the rooftops. But that is the sort of thing
that's convinced me. Mason in.
That's it. Just like that. Sorry, I'm just sitting here. How do I make somebody a mod again? Jacob should be. After you do it in YouTube, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll disagree. I think if Mason manages to get us top 4 from this position, where we're 6 points behind United, they got 2 games in hand. And we're 8 points behind Newcastle, and they got the 1 game in hand. If we manage to grab top 4 with these handful of games left, that'll be miraculous. I think he deserves a contract then. Because that would be more miraculous than managing top 4 last season. This is a game over scenario right at the moment. If we get something out of it, well played, sir.
He needs to
give him a
learn
2-year contract then, and we can sack him after 6 months like we do with everybody else.
Yeah.
Good thing is then he can go back to coaching again and still stay at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll go back to being what?
We
Third,
need
fourth
him.
in the pecking
We need
order
him to
again.
be our pop-up interim manager in 6 months' time, no matter what, don't we? So
Yeah.
Is he just? Why don't we just keep him as a backup interim manager for all the managers we consistently
Right.
fire? So we
Brian
have
Mason,
like that
mount
spare
him,
sitting around.
mount him on the wall with a glass panel, and in case of emergency, smash glass.
Mr. Bob, Kuva said mount him on the wall, so I'm going to go, oh, yeah.
Oh, just. Jacob, it is done. You are blue, my friend. I think I did it right, hopefully. I think I did it right. We'll find out soon enough.
Either that or you've blocked him.
Oh, shit. No. No, I didn't.
What's it like from the outsider point of view, Brush?
Yes.
We're talking about Brian Mason to have as a full-time manager. Do you think ridiculous, or is that about Spurs level now?
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. There are some startling similarities in the ineptitude of how both clubs are run. And I'm seeing that now with you guys. With us, it's always been the board and the owners and their lack of any sort of footballing structure and putting people in place that have any sort of real plan and continuity. And like Benny touched on a bit earlier, just in the managers that you've been through, like there's no clear, cohesive plan. And that's clear to see. Having had the likes of Jose and Conte, and where do you really go from here? Because, obviously you guys don't want to win stuff. Not you as a fan base, but the owners.
Yes,
they've made that clear.
Yeah, isn't that obvious? And that's a United fan saying that.
Yeah,
how's that?
And it's a commercial thing as well, because we've seen it with the Glazers. They sign players to sell shirts and that. We've seen it with you guys now. We've got the State of the Art Stadium, and when you go onto the website to read about everything that the stadium offers, football is literally the last thing that's mentioned after everything else. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
here's the bizarre contrast between the two sides at the moment in terms of fans. United fans seeing the club winning trophies even when they're angry about what's going on at the club. You still win things. Us, on the other hand, we don't win things for 15 years, and we got people desperate to keep hold of our bloody chairman. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's a case of what you're used to, isn't it? United are used to winning things year after year. That the whole Sir Alex Ferguson years, amazing stuff he did.
A lot of that, though, Kuv, even towards the end, he was working one arm tied behind his back.
It was.
And, it was one of those where everything above him was sort of working against him. It's just that because we are a club of our size, he had certain things at his disposal and a certain amount of funds and things, so he could paper over the cracks. But really and truly.
Yeah, that last season, when he got squeezed the extra season out of Giggs and Scholes, they were due for their bus passes and that.
Listen, Scholes came out of retirement.
Yeah.
So I always say it's the equivalent of putting a fresh lick of paint on a wall that needs replastering. It's one of those kind of situations. And with the Mason situation, it will be similar to when we had Ollie. Like, clearly not qualified for the job. You need to go and earn your stripes elsewhere.
What do you guys think of Athelston's comment here? Some people are kind of thinking this way, so I can understand why they have the perspective of keeping Ryan Mason in, almost like what Arsenal did, where they brought in an ex-player kind of thing, somebody that had some love for the badge, love for the club and everything, and wanted to commit themselves. But do we see us supporting Mason the way Arteta was supported over there?
He's too young. He's too young.
Well, that's what Paddy's kind of saying. He needs to go out there. He needs to be shipped out. Go get himself his coaching badges. Get himself some experience out there and everything, and then kind of come back into it. But regarding this comment, what do you have to say about this, Goose?
I agree. We've had several managers that could have won things if they're backed properly, but we don't do that, do we? We make club signings. It's irrelevant to how the team's playing or what the manager wants. Mourinho's a serial winner. He's proved that everywhere. Literally, we're the only club he's never won something at. It says it all, really. That's absolutely damning, the fact he can go to Roma, instantly win them their first European trophy. It's absolutely shocking. Then people go, oh, it's only a lesser trophy. It's Mickey Mouse. Look at the way they celebrate it. I don't think fans are too bothered about that. When United would, they weren't winning the league title, did they celebrate the Europa Cup?
Yeah.
I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. Did they celebrate the League Cup? Hell yeah. If they pull out an FA Cup win, are they going to celebrate that? Damn right they are. They're not going to be talking, oh, it's Mickey Mouse, is it? It's a trophy.
These are the same people that denigrate the FA Cup. They say the FA Cup does not mean the same as getting in the top 4. These are embarrassments of football fans. They care more about who's playing at the stadium rather than seeing their team walk up those steps to the royal box and lifting a trophy and creating a memory. That's what football is at the end of the day. It's memories. When you were growing up, Kuza, when Brush was growing up, when we were all growing up, all our dads, our uncles, our cousins, they were like, I was there when Paul Stewart scored in the equaliser and we won the FA Cup. I was there in 1984 when we won the UEFA Cup. I was there when we done this. I was there when my generation, as I'm 27, 28, my generation have no experience of that. All we've got is, we've played a couple of good teams over the years. Isn't that great? We talked with loads of fans who were on the other side of the spectrum of that protest. And when I bring that up as a younger fan, as someone that's never seen us win anything, they say, but I feel sorry for you. Well, actively try and fix it then. Because we're being left with something you lot have given us. You've given us this football club because you inherit football. You can't. Most people don't just say, I'm going to choose this team. It's through your families. It's through your bloodline. My dad supported Tottenham. My uncle supports Tottenham. My entire family supports Tottenham. I've been left with this, and it's a rubble for what the greatness the FA Cup final in 91, 84. The double winning side, 67 FA Cup final. And what have we got to show? And we're the ones that laugh at the FA Cup saying it's a lesser trophy. And then they call it, if you're in a cup, you try and win it. But these Levianers don't care about winning. They care about Champions League football, a day out. Look at me. I'm going to take a picture of me at the stadium on Instagram because that's all that fucking matters. Instead of saying, I was there when we won something, and I will remember that, and I will tell my sons that, I will tell my grandson. That is what football is. It's memories. It's memories, and they're taking it away from us.
Totally agree. Yeah, well, Bro, I was going to ask Brosh, what's your sort of opinion? You must have seen the sort of Spurs protests in recent weeks, and or lack of, you could say. We're always struggling to get numbers to turn up on the protests outside the club shop, whereas we jealously look on, people in my position, big supporter of Levy out. We look at United fans or Everton fans, huge gathering of people really making noise outside the ground, wanting to be heard. I think we're quite embarrassed by the turnout we get. We get hardcore fans turn up to us, and the rest of the people just don't seem to care. What do you make of it, mate?
I think it's because with you guys, you know, they've been good at bamboozling and distracting you guys from the real problem. And the real problem is Enoch and Levy. So now there is a spotlight on that. I think it's up to everyone to, you know, to really push that message home. And consistency is the key. I mean, at Old Trafford, you've seen the green and yellow flags and scarves flying around for many, many years. Even when we were taken over by the Glazers in 05, you know, there was people opposing it. So, you know, the consistency is the key. Ultimately, changes have to come from the top down to see real change.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. Sorry, Bob.
We got no we've got no trophies, so we've got no posters to put.
Yeah, this is the thing though, Kuv. Like, so say during the Pochettino era, when you did look like, you know, you were challenging for things, I think that sort of distracted away from it as well. So people thought, you know, oh, we're on the up and up now. Things are cool.
I mean, luckily for you, you must know you can go out and get some posters of United winning things, so you can cover up that wallpaper, couldn't you? Just join in with the no, it's different kettle of fish, isn't it? United fans are used to winning. We're used to not winning, and it seems to be ingrained in the support them now. So many people just put up with mediocrity, never aim for the sky. I think it's the duty of every club to do everything they can to possibly win a trophy every season. If you're not good enough, you're just not good enough, but you certainly try. And
absolutely, you have to just hold the owners and those in charge to account. And you can't always win, but you have to try.
It's the nature of sport, isn't it? Winners and losers every season.
At least you have the tools to say, we gave it up. We gave it our all. We tried our best. We did everything in our power to give ourselves the right frame of mind to try and win something.
For example, sorry, Benny. At the pinnacle of when Poch was there, you had the proof was in the pudding on what direction you guys were headed in. So, and based on what he managed to get out of what he was given, why would you then not back him to build on that?
It's well, that's a $1 million question, isn't it, Brush? Because kind of like what you said already,
and then you tear it all up and you bring in Jose, and then you tear it all up and you bring in Jose, and that's great because he's a proven winner. But then with him, there's pros and cons to a manager like Jose. You have to back him to the hills if you want him to succein. You need to not question it and just give him everything he wants.
And we as fans know that, but yet our club seemed to not know that when they brought him in. In line with what you were talking about, our dear friend Bob actually had a question here that he wanted to put up for you, Brush. And what's your latest on your takeover? What's going on over there? Do you see us now, the fact that kind of Tottenham are on the market as well? Do you see us as competition in a bid for you guys? Like, do you see maybe somebody that's thinking about owning an EPL team would kind of come look at United and at Tottenham, what we have to offer as a club, what you have to offer, what we have to offer outside of the football as well?
In terms of investment and, all these billionaires and people floating around, Tottenham are a very, very good acquisition. Especially with the state-of-the-art stadium and everything you've got as well. I'm sure it would appeal if it were to come on the market. And then we're talking, if you guys get taken over, it's a whole different proposition altogether. Regarding us at the moment, it's an ongoing mess. And, there's things happening on a day-to-day basis. Even today, we've entered the third round now of bidding. And there's new information coming out. The two leading people seem to be the Qataris and Ineos, led by Sir Jim Radcliffe. But it's a whole mess of a process under the Glazers. So only time will tell.
Yeah, I still don't think they're doing this as a show. I think they're trying to find a way to not sell the club so they can take their dividends.
Oh, mate, ideally, if they could stick around and just get investment, that's what they would do.
Yeah. But what the only person that is rubbing his hands together is Mr. Levy, because United are an enormous football club, don't get me wrong, but the amount of investment you have to put into the infrastructure of Man United is crazy. Like the new Old Trafford, as much as United fans don't want to hear this, Old Trafford probably needs to be leveled and built again. It's falling down.
It's very outdated.
A friend of mine that went to Man United. There is a mice infestation there. There are mice everywhere in the stadium. It's crumbling. Carrington needs to be ripped down as well and updated as well. We've learned that from Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan. But how outdated it is, how it's not changed since he was there. The equipment is still the same equipment. Levy's thinking, I've got the stadium, I've got the training ground, I've got the infrastructure, and I've got a club that's regularly in that conversation that needs a bit more. He's probably thinking, I can charge 6, 7, 8 billion for this. Because building Old Trafford again, it's going to take a lot of money to rebuild.
I don't know though, Ben. I mean, we do have a problem with rats in the boardroom.
Yep, we do.
What's that say right there? Phil's exact comment there. Lots of rats, mainly in the managers. So,
Phil,
there was another question here. Actually, our dear friend Carl, this Big Up Five Guys, he asked, Brush directed towards you as well. Do you think that Sir Jim would possibly go for Tottenham if he doesn't get United?
It's certainly interesting. Like I say, I think if Tottenham were to come on the market, that it would be a club that a lot of these potential buyers would be looking at. Prime real estate as well, being in London, locations ideal as well.
Yeah.
And Bob's also adding on to what you were talking about already. He's saying the Qatari investors seem to be the favorable choice, but where the majority of the fans stand regarding the whole morality stance of it all.
The morality
I
stance
don't know
is
if he's asking
difficult.
you if he's asking your cousin Bush.
The morality stance is a bit of a difficult one because there's pros and cons with all of them. I think we live in a time where people are selective with their morality.
Anyone with £1 billion is not.
I don't think there's any such thing as a ethical billionaire.
No, there's no such thing really. But I've got a friend that lives down the road to me that's a Man United fan, goes regularly, but he lives here because he moved here for work. And he flat out said, if a certain owner buys a football club, he's going to start supporting Leyton Orient because he believes in football being owned by someone that you can go and say hello to and have a drink with, which is what they've got at Leyton Orient. I know loads of people that love going to Leyton Orient because they can walk into the bar and the owner's there and they have a chat with him. What are you going to do with our football club? We are losing touch with our football clubs, our institutions that we've built up. And when we start to see football going this way, it's just going to mean Super League. Super League is going to happen. The Super League already really exists, to be honest. We've got the Barclays Premier League. That is the Super League. But it's just going to accelerate the amount of money in the game. It's going to be crazy. If they're either way, if they respect the traditions of Man United and they respect the fans and respect the community, why not have them own the club? Again, like what Brush said, there isn't an ethical billionaire. If you've got £1 billion, that much money, you've done something in your life to either do someone over.
I think what could actually be amusing when it's inevitable that the Super League happens at some point, but what could actually be quite amusing from a Spurs point of view now is it's delayed long enough so we're one of the clubs that doesn't get invited anymore. Yeah, Newcastle could well take our place now. We might be looking at the last season for another 20 years that we play the top tier European football. Yeah, because we're not getting Champions League this season. It isn't going to be happening next season. Right. Where are we going? Are we going to have any European football?
Well, maybe with new investment, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, whoever doesn't want to buy United or ends up having issues there comes over because it seems like a few of our fans would like to see Sir Jim here take over. There's also this comment from Totspurs here. Big up, bro. Thanks for joining us again. Saw somewhere that the Glazers are favoring Radcliffe, who's prepared to leave them in charge for a 50% stake in the club. Any truth to that, Brush?
Yeah, yes. So the latest reports are saying that basically Jim's valuation is, the way it works out, they would end up paying more basically. So they would buy 69% of United opposed to a full takeover, which is what the Qataris are offering at the moment. So it values the remaining 31% at more than the current overall that the Qataris have on the table. The way it works out basically, like the Glazers aren't too fussed about the overall package and what the new owners intend to spend on the club. They just care about how much is lining their pockets. So
and that seems to be a common agenda, though, in not just football, but across a lot of sport.
Yeah, but in that way, it differs. For example,
made for business press.
But in that sense, it differs. For example, from the Chelsea takeover, where Roman wanted assurances from any potential buyer about the amount of money that's going to be invested into the club itself after the sale.
Well, let's stick on the United thing, and why don't you just follow up with this with Athelson's comment as well? Do you think if Sir Alex was still there, that Old Trafford would have been left to ruin the way it has?
I think Sir Alex saw the writing on the wall. To be honest, if the club was run differently, I don't think he steps down in 2013. I think he would have carried on.
Fair enough. And now over to back to the Spurs boys with this one. Wayne throwing this in, saying, "Sod European football. I want a season out of Europe so new manager can build a team and install a style of play." I think all of us have pretty much had this conversation before. I know I'm in that boat. I would love to see us out of Europe, concentrate on one game a week, and let's just start getting the youngsters out there. Or if we make I would say the Intercontinental Super Special Sideways Cup, whatever. I don't even know what the whole name of the thing is yet. So I wouldn't mind going to that just so that these guys got to go play in the middle of nowhere and play on a football field where the neighbors' sheep kind of wander onto the field here and there, and sitting on wood benches, getting splinters in their asses. So, they're not sitting in these cushy, posh stadiums, and maybe it'll ignite a fire into them to not want to be in these situations again, to play for bigger and better things. But I agree with this, just because I think anybody coming in now, we are in need of a massive change, and that's only going to happen if we start gutting things and starting all over. So, Coobs, Ben, what are your thoughts on this, guys?
I'll kind of go the other way with this. I think the more football, the better. You're trying to change your style. Just get them out playing twice a week all season. Just get that new style in the sort of familiarity, just passing the ball around, moving the ball around. If you're constantly giving the ball away and chasing down games, that's when you get the most tired. Anybody that's ever played the game will tell you that. It's much more work to do when you're trying to close the other team down. When you've got the ball and you can just pass it around, it's fun. You save energy. You're making the other team do the work. We need to get back to doing that. It's not a problem if you're always in control of the ball. You don't have to worry about 2 games a week. It's easy. It's easy. Just pass it around. And the more football, the better. You need familiarity. You need it to become second nature. No guesswork. Not a whole week between competitive matches. I say bring them on, thick and heavy. Yeah.
Ojesh.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Ojesh.
Anyway.
Ojesh. Yeah. Wrong Saturday. So it's an Ojesh on this Saturday. Next Saturday's yeah. Yeah. Ojesh. Yeah. Ojesh. Yeah. Alternate Saturdays. Sorry, go on, Ben.
If we get Champions League football somehow, it's not going to happen. But let's say we get Champions League football. It will give the ownership an excuse to not spend a penny, because they see the squad is good enough to get Champions League football.
Yeah.
We need to get out of that. So the ownership said, Jesus, we better invest now because we're going to drop. And that's what we need to do. We need to invest in the defence, because we've not. When was the last time we bought a centre back apart from Romero? Before Romero, it would have been Sanchez, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, Ben. We're on the brink of getting Longley on permanent deal.
Oh, wow.
otherwise known as French Dyer.
I take it you're not happy with that?
What happened to Joe Rodon anyway? Oh, yeah, he wasn't very good, was he?
As we speak about them, here we go, boys. Dyer and Longley will be
our back 3 next year. We're going to have Rodon, Longley,
Rodon, Longley, and Dyer. There you go.
You know what? Half of me is thinking, I hope we do sign Eric Dyer, the contract extension, like really soon. Because now hear me out. It's because it will finally erase any doubts about how this club is being run. It will be, we are extending this man's contract before we've even got a new manager in that can say whether he wants him or not.
Yeah.
If the decision's already been made. If that happens, no argument anymore. Levy is in charge of signings. I've suspected that all along anyway. There's very few times you could say, oh, that player's definitely for this manager. I suppose you might look at Perisic and think, oh, yeah, there's the Conte connection there. But perhaps that's something. But so many times, Jack Clark, who would have asked for him? They go back a bit further. Players like Nkudu. I mean, did Pochettino really want Jeffrey Nkudu to be as our man off the bench to turn a game round? I don't think so.
George Kevin Nkudu, what a guy. But it's just like, it's that thing where, again, back to Poch, he wanted Sadio Mane for £30 million, which was a steal back then, and we could have had him. And we bring in Clinton NJ. We could have had Skriniar before he was silly money, before he even hit his peak, and we get Joe Rodon. We could have had Kim Min-jae, the Beast, as he was already known then, even though he was playing in China or Fenerbahce eventually. He was £10 million, and we wouldn't pay, and we got Rodon instead of him. We spent more on a worse player. It's crazy.
We
got to bring this one. We do have to address this. So I can't do it, Coovs, because obviously that I'm kind of going against Jay. So do I go against my son for my friend Jacob?
I'll spare you. I'll spare you, mate. Jacob from United Spurs of America. Big up, mate. One of my favorite YouTubers. Him and Mikey doing a great chill show.
Awesome.
Over there.
Oh,
He's offered several times on camera. He's calling out both Eric Dyer and Ben Davis
And
to
Harry
fight
Winks.
him at the same time.
And Harry Winks. Yeah,
And Harry
he's gone
Winks
for a
is- oh,
trio
three-
now. Yeah, he
three-
threw, yeah,
three
three,
on one.
three on one.
Okay.
He's willing
Just
to
a
take
good
on 3
punch-out. And
professional athletes. Yeah.
Jacob says he doesn't care if he loses. He just wants to be able to get in, as he puts it, a couple of good licks on Eric Dyer just before he gets beaten down. It's worth it, the pain. He just wants to land a couple of punches, take them all on.
Do you have this in your fan base, Brush? Do you have people that just absolutely want to physically just beat the hell out of a player? Because this guy, I've told him, all jokes aside, you should make a TikTok video calling him out and making your fight official, like make it a challenge kind of thing, and get it viral, baby.
Yeah, there's all sorts going on. I think, yeah, it's indicative of all fan bases, isn't it? It's quite colourful.
Yeah, love it though. To be fair, at the end of the day, it's funny. I'll make it happen.
Coobs, we're at we're over just insult his brother. There you go. That's a good idea, actually, Tom. Sorry, Jacob, all you gotta do is fly over, find his brother, make fun of him, and Dyer will come straight into the stands to fight you. You'll be famous, and then you can sue him afterwards. So we're all betting on Jacob. Phil already has. Coobs, what are we doing? We're kind of over time here, and I didn't play the video. And should we do the thing? Should we do the thing?
Well, just go with the flow, mate. Go with the flow.
We had another football thing. Do you want to talk more football?
Football.
Well, we could. I've forgotten what we had in there. Was it? No, we'll leave it. It just doesn't matter, does it?
We could do it real quickly right at the end. We'll do it that way. We could just like end the show with that instead. We'll
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We can do that. Okay, that's enough football.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up now! It's game time.
Oh yeah, thanks, Benny. I just noticed that. Why the hell is that like that? I just noticed that. Why is that like that?
Why is what like what?
The logo in the top corner. Why is that? Should be that.
There we go.
Yeah.
What the hell? Thanks, Benny. Thanks for noticing that. It is game time, folks. That's it. It's time to take the edge off a little bit. That's enough about the football stuff. So just shake yourselves off, loosen yourselves up, crack another can, light another joint, do whatever the hell makes you happy. It is Saturday night, baby. Enjoy it. It is time for Spot the Bull. For those of you that have not watched the game, it is very simple. This is what Brush is here for. This is what he's been waiting for all week, for this moment right here. We don't want to delay this anymore. He's drinking his water. He's getting prepped. He's back there. He's off screen. He was doing some jumping jacks and stuff. This is the moment. As Spot the Bull goes, it's very simple. My dear sexy Scandinavian here, just the international sex symbol known as Kuva, is gonna bring up 3 stories and read you 3 stories in 3 different rounds. Of course, in each round, 1 story is true, 1 has been made up by myself, and 1 by this beautiful creature that sits beside me every second Saturday. So all you have to do is guess which story is true, guess which one has been made up by Coovs, and which one has been made up by myself, Bobby K. So I don't know what's happened to the cough, if he's run off, if he's gone to get a coffee, but
that's
what he
quick
said.
Heads up, Bobby. For reasons that should be obvious, I've changed the order of the last 3. So the Teddy one is now last. I'm going to read out.
Did you change the banners?
I haven't changed the banners yet. Yeah,
I've moved the banners, so move them into okay. So Anne Frank goes first, then the intruder, then Teddy.
Okay. I thought it was intruder, then Anne Frank, then Teddy, but never mind.
No, okay. Intruder and Frank Teddy. Got it. Yeah, no, it's simple.
Right, perfect.
So that means that one is okay, so that's that. And then that becomes
as always, production value on this show is top quality.
There you go. We're back to it. All right, here we go. And of course, we can't start Spot the Bull without, of course, and the sheriff is here boasting about last time when he was on, he actually won this show. So I think that is a gauntlet being thrown down to you, Brush, that He came, made a debut, and won the show. So big time
Catch is a
professional,
good
big
catch
time.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Sheriff came on one time, and everybody went home with lead poisoning.
Nice. Well played, Coos. Well played. So it's not that. It's not this. It is all yours, Coos.
Okay, so there we go. As Bobby's explained, there will be 3 stories in the first block. You have to guess which one is my fake story, which one is Bobby K's fake story, and which one is real. And we start off with the first story. It's boy 13 gets stuck climbing into claw machine for prize. A 13-year-old boy had to be freed from a claw machine after he climbed inside, hoping to score a prize, according to an official at North Carolina amusement park. Carowinds officials were alerted just before 2 p.m. Sunday that the boy was inside the Cosmic XL bonus game, which contained plush prizes, according to Courtney C. McGarry Weber, a spokesman for the park south of Charlotte. The medical response team unlocked the machine and the boy was able to get out. She said he was treated and released from first aid to his guardian. The boy had been banned from the park for 1 year for attempted theft, Weber said. So that's the first story. Boy climbing into one of those claw grabbing machines to get his prize and getting stuck. Second story, we got Cliff strikes again. A janitor at El Guapo Macho Grande amusement park in downtown San Diego met a tragic end when giving chase to a notorious seagull that had been terrorizing visitors all week. The man was attempting to shoo the bird away with a broom, which he waved in the air as he gave chase. So focused on his task was he that he failed to notice the fast approaching cliff and sadly plummeted to his death. A year later, a memorial stone was placed at the cliff edge in memory of Carlos Eduardo Julio Guadalupe Fernando dos Santos Oliveira Vasquez de Sofia Martinez de la Cruz. Bit of a name that. However, further catastrophe struck when the mason lost his footing while chiseling in corrections to the final letters of his name, and he too fell from the cliff to his peril. To this day, Larry the Seagull still plagues the visitors. He is deemed a cursed bird, much like that Nicki Minaj. In it, mate.
Bruv.
Second one.
Mate.
Yeah, that's the second one. So there's the seagull attacks. And third one, closing time. Six Flags in New York, August 2018. Jacob Smitten was not ready to go home with his parents after the very first visit to an amusement park. His parents had driven all the way from Pennsylvania to let Jacob experience his first trip to an amusement park for his 8th birthday. When Jacob was told it was time to leave, he soon decided he was not ready to go and went and hid in the employees only area where the mascots are allowed to go and change. For hours, his parents, security, and amusement park staff searched for Jacob in vain. Finally, Jacob would emerge at approximately 2 a.m. in the morning, roughly 3 hours after the park had closed, and only came out because he was afraid of the dark and all of the lights had been turned out for the day. Jacob knew that he had to go home. Fortunately, he was reunited with his parents and no injuries were reported. So there's your first 3 stories. You've got the boy getting stuck in the claw machine. You've got the seagull basically causing a couple of deaths with being chased off from the amusement park. And you've got closing time with the boys staying in the amusement park up well after it's finished. So you have to guess again, which is the fake from me, which is the fake from Bobby, and which is the true story.
Well, let's just see what the people in the chat are quickly saying here. Alan Sibley just said true. I don't know which one of the which one, but Tom, as I'm referring to the grabbed one, the claw one, I'm assuming that one grabbed me. That's cute. That's cute. Jacob saying true. Bobby and Kuva. Carl Simpson saying true. Kuva and Bobby. So they both agree in the first one, and Tom's just saying true. So they're all true. I'm assuming Tom's saying.
All true.
Jacob still in, but Ellie's saying Bobby true and Kuva Wayne saying the claw machine one is Rue. What about the other two, Wayne? What about the other two? Which one's mine? Which one's Kuva's? If you're saying first one's true, Stuart saying first one true. Bobby and Kuva. It's a lot of consistency here, right? So, Jacobs. Okay. Kuva, true, and Bobby. Tom saying the Seagull one. Ed saying true. Bobby, Kuva. The sheriff's going with Bobby. Bobby, Kuva, true. Oh, Danny knows our game well. It's a trick question. They're all true. Interesting. Big up to Danny. Kuva's up to his tricks again. Yes, sir. All true stories. Kuva's holiday trip to Bradford. That's true. Yeah. Number 2 is Kuva and 3 is Bobby. So Wayne saying the first one and then Kuva and me. That's it. Okay. That's everybody. Oh, Alan's got true, Kuva, and Bobby here. So let's get to what they're saying, Koovs.
Well, we shall go to our guest first, Brush. All right, we have the first story, the boy getting stuck in the claw machine. Is that true? Is that Bobby K's fake story, or is that my fake story?
It's very plausible. Seems the most plausible of the three. But then again, I've seen this show before, and those ones usually don't end up being the right one.
He came prepared, Kuva. Damn it, he's unprepared.
There's not enough oomph in that story for me, so I'm going to say that one is false.
You're saying false, but who made that up then? Me or Kuva? God is not an answer.
Well,
we could be considering.
I'll take it.
I don't mind that. Actually, yeah, God is fine. Yeah. Which God? The chocolate God or the vanilla God?
In this instance, I'm going to say it's you, Bobby. I'm going to go for you, Bobby.
You're going with me?
God,
Okay.
Chocolate God. Okay.
Chocolate God it is.
Benny? Benny?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm going to say this one is, because I'm trying to get them all wrong on purpose. I'm going to say this one is Kuv's.
Kuva, okay.
Interesting. Okay. Next one is the seagull. Cliff strikes again, and getting chased off from the amusement park. A couple of deaths going over the cliffs and the very long Spanish names. So we'll go again. Brush first. Is that one you went for? True,
he went with me. He went with me on the first one. So this is either
so is
true
this one
or
true, or is this my fake?
I'm going to say that this is your fake.
How dare you?
I so want this one to be true, though. RIP to those people.
You think he can make up that many Hispanic names?
Thought it was rather short.
Right, noted. Benny.
I'm going to go for Bobby K because he loves being chased by birds.
Yes.
And that leaves the final one.
That leaves the final one. So by default, they both say this is the true one. Then
this is true. This is about Jacob.
This is the truth. This Jacob Smith. Yeah. So, Koovs, you want to let them know?
We'll put them out to their misery. The boy getting stuck in the claw machine is in fact the true story. So sorry. It was that. The ridiculous seagull one. I mean, even listening to the name of the park, if you're paying attention, the El Guapo Macho Grande amusement park is.
I did my best not to laugh.
That was indeed my fake story. I enjoyed that one though. I had help from my eldest son Owen on that. We were laughing at this one, a few of these, and of course the last one was of course Bobby's fake. That there wasn't the child.
Yes, I got 0.
In there, it's the new way to play the game. Don't get any right. I like.
Don't get any right. Yeah.
Get them all wrong, so everyone feels sorry for you.
I think I've moved up to -1 now, have I?
No, that's just round 1, baby. So you're up 1 point to 0, but there's still 6 points available. So quite a few people got him right, though. Oh no, he was okay. So he got the first one right. This was here. Carl got him right. Carl went 3 for, got all 3 right. Stuart got 2. Phil Baby got them all right as well. Oh no, he said Kuva first. Never mind, Phil Baby. Sorry, Ed. A lot of people just mix you and me up, Kuva. Yeah, Mark. Sorry, you won last week. You got 0 this time though. I think that's it. Oh no, yeah, Alan Sibley here. Alan Sibley got it right. Yeah,
Nice.
So we got 2 people in the chat that got 3 points in the first round. On to the next round, Coobs. On to the next round.
Try hearts.
Absolutely. Okay, round 2. First story was called Vienna Nudists Oppose Plans for a Cable Car Over Their Beach. Nudists in Austria are up in arms about plans for a cable car that would pass through over a popular beach on the northern edge of Vienna, where clothing is optional. The country's Austria press agency on Friday quoted nudist Barbara Hauschel saying she feared for her privacy if cable cars with cell phone cameras are allowed to swoop across the area. I don't want to end up on the internet, the 72-year-old told APA. Project developer Hans Dyer sought to reassure nudists, saying the cable cars would only pass over the beach for a short stretch. In addition, the windows could be made to turn opaque automatically. He was quoted as saying, a promotional video for the cable car project says it would go from the Heiligenstadt transit station across the Danube River and then back over to the Kahlenberg, a small mountain in the north of the capital. Some 115 gondolas with panoramic windows would offer a breathtaking view across Vienna, it says. So that's the first one. Cable car across the nudist colony, not going down well with one of the elder nudists, by the sounds of it. Second story, we've got Flaunt It If You've Got It. On March the 12th, 2023, women were finally given freedom they hadn't been fighting for and allowed to go topless on Berlin beaches.
Okay.
Although this was a great win for women and women's rights, unfortunately, the men saw it as an opportunity to just be men. The very first day that the beach of Mögelsee, Berlin, allowed nudism, they were overrun. Although hundreds of topless women showed up to enjoy the first experience on the beach, they were heavily outnumbered by the thousands of men that showed up to see them. Several of the men were heavily intoxicated and started to cause chaos when the gates to the beach had not been opened. Security on the premises was concerned for the safety of the women and advised them to return to their vehicles and go home. When they started to leave, the men went into an uproar. They proceeded to damage all of the lifeguard stations that had been set up and also caused damage to vehicles parked in the beach parking lot. Order was finally restored when the local police was able to get assistance from the neighbouring army base and a small platoon of soldiers was brought in. The estimated damages from the day was in the thousands, and the beach will now remain closed until at least September of this year. So that's the second story.
Shit.
Flaunt It If You Got It. The uproar.
Sorry, where was that, Coops?
That was in Berlin. That's what it said.
Oh yeah, I could know. Just when you said the army thing, I was like, yeah, I could see them bringing the army in.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Still a lot of yeah. Well, never mind. We're going to the third story. We've got catastrophe, please, Rachel. Furry convention Rainforest is deemed as the hottest draw on the furry scene in more ways than one. 2022 saw record attendance, but was far from perfection due to the unnecessarily strict rules. Revelers were ordered to stay in character for the duration of the event, including full costume. Zips were padlocked to prevent removal of their outfits, except for sanitary needs. Record temperatures unexpectedly rose this week, culminating in an unprecedented heat wave. By the end of the week, the toll on the participants was heavy. Most suffered from the heart failure or heat stroke. Afternoon television viewing was also affected, briefly in danger of being called off. But eventually, 8 out of 10 cats does count down. Larry the seagull still plagues the visitors. He is deemed a cursed bird, much like that Nicki Minaj, innit, mate?
In it,
mate.
So that's the third story of the three. So we've got the We have got the Vienna nudists worried about the cable car. We've got the German topless beach getting overrun by basically horny males that are a bit drunk. And we've got the furry convention where people are dropping like flies, and Larry makes another appearance. Okay, this time go to Ben first on flaunt it if you got it. The topless beat. No, this is
the nudist one first.
Cable car one.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this is Bobby K. I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there is a beach on the Danube River in Vienna.
Hey, I had to look up this shit. Okay, there's a river there. There's a river there. There's a river there. Yeah. Yeah, I would say I actually research my bullshit when I make this stuff up, right? I find the names of the castles and stuff when I add them in.
Yeah. I think this is Bobby K.
Fair. Brush, what's your feeling like?
I'm going to say that one's true.
Good shout. And as for the second story, Ben, again, this is the uproar in Berlin with the nudist beach, the topless beach, not even opening because it was just getting too rowdy.
Again, I don't think there is a topless beach in Berlin because it's landlocked. So I'm going to say this is Kuv's.
You get fake beaches put in cities.
Not in Berlin. They've got no, what's it called? They've got no sense of fun over there. It's Berlin.
Wow.
Let's see if Brush agrees with you there. Brush, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I reckon this is your wet dream, Kuv.
Wow.
Fair.
And the next one is Bobby's wet dream.
Yeah, final story.
I have dry dreams too, you know.
Final story, of course, by default, you've already made up your mind.
Yeah, by default, Ben is saying this is the true one, and of course, Brush is saying.
Kuva is trying to trick me up with like essence of Rachel Riley by putting Rachel in the title and talking about 8 out of 10 cats. So I think it's true. He's desperately trying to herd me off the scent.
You really think we'd find news stories that are that ridiculous, Ben?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just check it. Let's see what they're saying in the chat here. Kuv's whoa, fell we're behind here. So Carl Simpson is saying me, True, and Kuva. Jacob is agreeing with him pretty much. That seems to be the general consensus. Stuart saying the same thing. Alan Sibley saying Kuva, Bobby, and True. Ed saying Bobby, Kuva, True. Kuva, True, Bobby. Tom with Bobby. Want to change my answer? Nope, no answer changings. Jacob, sorry. Once you're locked in, you're locked in. Kuva, Bobby, and True. Nope. Okay. Are we letting him change? It's Jacob. Jacob can do what he wants, right?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Jacob. You can do what you want. Never mind. Yeah, so he went True, Kuva, Bobby. Interesting. He's flip-flopping all kinds. Ellie's saying Bobby, Kuva, and True. You want to give him the good news?
We shall give him the good news. The first story, the cable car one, is in fact the true story.
Way.
And the topless beach in Berlin, of course, that's fake. The beach in Berlin sounded a bit off immediately, didn't it? So that is Bobby's fake.
Hello.
Which leaves the third story. Ben talked himself out of it, but it is Kuva's fake story.
Hey. So Brush got 1 point right. He did guess the first one was the true story with the Vienna nudist ones there, and there was a few people in the chat that I think got that right as well, but I did this backwards. True, wrong. Oh no, never mind. Did anybody get it right? True, Kuva, Bobby. No, it's true, Bobby, Kuva. Nobody got it. Nobody got all three that round. Nice one, Koofs. Well done. We can successfully move on into the third round, knowing that we got them.
Absolutely. I think putting a bit of realism into some of it's helped tremendously this week.
Do you want to just quickly just lean down there and give Ben a proper pep talk, because he has the opportunity to still win this game because there's 3 points available and Brush is only winning 2-0. Just saying, you want to just give him a little?
No, I want 0. I deliberately go into this game to get 0 points every week. I'm like Alan Davis on QI. I always get 0 points.
So it's literally just a case of, can Ben throw the match?
Or can he mess it up by actually getting one right now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's tension packed. This is high octane entertainment at its peak.
Mark's only got 1 point.
You'll get him, Sheriff. You'll get him.
Thanks, Carl. You know how much time and effort goes into researching and finding these bullshit stories and finding this crap to make up all these names and everything,
Carl's
and
logo
making up a story.
Carl's logo. I think I did a great job on Carl's one.
Carl, all of Benny,
Yeah,
honestly, man, every single one you made was great. Every single one you made was great. Even though the catfish one you made for Mark was fantastic, man. It was fantastic. Oh, man. On to the last round then, Coobs.
It is on to the last round. We'll start for the first story, which is Littlest Intruder crawls through White House fence. A curious toddler on Tuesday earned the title of one of the tiniest White House intruders after he squeezed through the metal fencing on the north side of the executive mansion. U.S. Secret Service uniformed officers who are responsible for the security at the White House walked across the North Lawn to retrieve the tot and reunite him with his parents on Pennsylvania Avenue. Access to the complex was briefly restricted while officers conducted the reunification, and officers briefly questioned the parents before allowing them to continue on their way. Secret Service spokesman Anthony Guglielmi said officers encountered a curious young visitor along the White House north fence line who briefly entered the White House grounds. The White House security systems instantly triggered Secret Service officers, and the toddler and parents were quickly reunited, he said in a statement. The quote, toddler recovered in the following weeks after suffering only 8 gunshots. Oh, sorry, no, that bit's not true. I just added that. I thought.
I think Bobby K is giving away that this is his one because he can't stop laughing.
The last bit I can confirm.
Unbelievable, I think. It was pretty on par.
I can completely confirm that the very last sentence I made up just then. Second story.
8 warning gunshot wounds.
That's right.
Point blank.
Anne Frank's home needs sanitization. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Little Otto Lindegram was visiting Amsterdam with his parents on holiday. Mr. and Mrs. Lindegram were of Dutch descent, but both had been raised in Germany. In an attempt to reattach themselves to their lost Dutch heritage and culture, they decided that they would incorporate every major tourist attraction into their trip to make it as culturally fulfilling to their son as possible. A successful trip was coming to an end, and one of the last major stops was a trip to the house of Anne Frank. While in the house, little Otto had to use the bathroom. Unable to leave the tour and rejoin, his parents asked him to just hold it on for a little bit. Sadly, that was a large request for a 7-year-old. Otto decided that he would sneak into the closet bathroom and do his business. Needless to say, when his parents found him, they were not pleased, nor were they pleased with the €750 fee they received, fine they received, that should be, that included the cleaning and sanitization of the bathroom. So that's the second story. The 7-year-old couldn't hold it in the house of Anne Frank. Thirdly, we have Teddy's House of Big Man Ting. That's a registered trademark, by the way.
What Big Man Ting?
Big Man Ting Teddy in the house.
That's right.
Where are you, Teddy?
We have the Brown House in New Delhi is India's presidential home. To this day, Larinderjit the seagull still plagues the visitors. He is deemed a cursed bird, much like that Nicki Minaj in it, mate. There we go. That's the
whole story.
That's the whole story. That's the third one.
That's it.
So
got...
there we go. We've got the toddler who crawled into the White House grounds and obviously got shot up a bit, but he's all right. We've got the Anne Frank's museum that the toddler needed, the youngster had to use the toilet in. And we've got the presidential home of New Delhi. It's the Brown House. But it's all about the seagull, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No casual racism there at all.
No casual. Well, we can't. We've got to have some on this show, haven't we? It's Saturday night, and we're alternating with Bob Spur.
Yes,
it's tradition.
Yes. And you know what? I noticed that even the first kind of casual racism we did was when I said, "Are you agreeing with the vanilla god or the chocolate god?" And that was at like the hour and 20-minute mark. So that's rare that we get this.
It is, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah. You know, in the words of the great Michael Jackson, it doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should we see what they're saying in the chat first, or we let these guys go?
The only color issue that matters at the moment is purple and gold.
Yep. Purple and gold.
There you go.
Purple
there you go. Should we say what they say in the chat first, or should we ask our guests first, Coops?
We will. I'll see what they got in the chat then. See what they got in the chat.
The chat. All right, buddy. Carl Simpson here is saying Kuva, True, and Bobby. Sammy's saying Bobby, True, and Kuva. True, Bobby, Kuva. So three different answers right there already. Okay, so Ed's agreeing with the sheriff here. True, Bobby, and Kuva. True, Kuva and Bobby with vibes. Alan saying True, Bobby, and Kuva. True, Bobby, and Kuva. A lot of first people think the first one's true for some reason. A toddler was able to crawl through a fence line. Okay. I used to play a triangle. Kuva, True, Kuva.
Yeah.
Phil's cheating. True, Kuva, Bobby. You think so, Stuart? You think so? There you go, baby. Age is just a number. Kuva, True, and Bobby from Jacob here. Oh, Phil's making adjustments. Bobby, True, and Kuva. There we go. And Wayne's turned in with True, Kuva, and Bobby. It is that time, Coovs.
Yeah.
We'll find out what our guests think there, shall we? For this long-awaited decider. High tension.
I'm telling you, Brush is like he's looking at disappointment in his face right now. It's like this is coming to an end. It's like the whole show's coming to an end. Can you make up some more stories, please?
Start that comment, boys. Is that hinting something?
What comment?
Which one?
The one you just starred, Wayne Bonner's comment. Are you giving us hints?
No, that's just so I know where I am kind of in the chat. So if other people answer afterwards.
Yeah.
No, I saw Kuva doing this. It's like a little brain mark. Oh, I like that, Kuva. You were doing it earlier. I was like, that's actually a good idea. So we know where we leave off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. Anyway, let's let our esteemed guests finish off the game show because it's been such high quality again.
It's been,
it deserves the answers, doesn't it?
Gripping.
So we'll go to Brush this time. With first story, the littlest intruder climbing through the railings at the White House grounds. He didn't actually get shot. I made that bit up. But the rest of the story, is that true? Is that my fake story or is that Bobby?
I think that's Bobby.
Fair. And how about Ben?
I agree. Bobby couldn't stop laughing during the entire. It's got to be Bobby.
It's a great double bluff if that was a tactical laugh.
Nice. See, it's working, mate. It's working, Bobby. That's
It's all about, baby. They don't know. They think they know, but they don't know. If you don't know, you're getting to know.
If you don't know, get to know. I'm back to you, Bobby.
So
look at Alex on the show, man.
Second story, Brush. It's the Anne Frank story about the 7-year-old couldn't hold it any longer. Had to go and use the toilet. Got a €750 fine for doing so.
Going true on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Ben's agreeing as well.
I think this is true as well. You didn't add any of your silliness, so I think it's true. That is deadpan serious.
Yeah, and then we got, of course, the final story by default. Teddy's house, a big man thing.
Big man ting.
Big man ting.
Yeah, we got the Brown House is the New Delhi presidential home. Yeah, that's going to be really believable. That isn't. You know what? It'll be sort of kind of fun if it was.
I think the giveaway was the Larinder the
Lorinda the seagull.
Larinder,
Yeah,
just a seagull. I think that one was the one that threw it off.
He's the cursed bird, just like that Nicki Minaj in it, mate.
That's what it was. In it, mate.
Yeah,
in it.
I don't actually think Nicki Minaj has ever said "in it, mate."
It doesn't matter. Owen and I decided that was an essential part for every one of our answers from this here. So we'll just put it in. Yeah, well we'll go with the which we reveal the answers then, shall we?
Should we reveal it, or should we say which one? Should I reveal the true one, or your one, or my one? Should we say?
We'll go with the true one first. The true one was in fact the Brown House is indeed the presidential home of the. No, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
Wait a minute.
No, the true story was the toddler who went through the railing.
No,
Tactical laugh, bitches.
Absolutely.
But to be fair, the laugh was it was exaggerated at the beginning, but it was natural at the end when Kuva added the 8 warning shots into the child's back. So which one did you make up, Koovs? Or which one did I make up?
Let me think now. It's anything seagull related was my fakes this week, obviously.
You see. You know why we didn't want to bring this up? Because this is why Kuva's showing the Seagulls so much mad love. Because after today's win,
see what you're saying is like
you got a point.
Damn it!
You got a point. But so, which by default, obviously, and Frank's house needs sanitation was my story. So on that note,
this week's winner was in fact Brush, wasn't it?
Brush did actually really win the game. He got 1 point in each round, giving him a grand total of 3. Benny, unfortunately, was able to secure a point in the last round, which is not what he wanted at all. So we come away with the 3-1 victory to United.
It's only fair to say big hand for the winner. And there it is.
There you go, Brush. There you go. Well done, mate. Well done to you, Brush. Debut on the show, your moment of glory. Did you want to say anything to your fans, Brush?
Tune in again, same time next week. Get in the comments, get involved. Oh, every 2 weeks. My bad.
Every 2 weeks. But did you want to just take a moment to just show your appreciation for everybody that, had you up on the winner's pedestal now, all the people that are just so happy to see you cheering. You're going to walk out of here. You're home tomorrow now. Roses will be thrown at your feet as you walk. Kids will be running up to you for an autograph because you were on the show and you won it. Like, your life's going to change tomorrow, Brush.
Absolutely thrilled. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready for all of this attention and glory.
Yeah.
And perhaps you can save up for the rest of the wallpaper as well.
That too.
Well, we can send that over. All we got to do is get a wallpaper spread. So, I got 4. Do I win a prize? Yes, you do, Mark. You win a prize. Koovs, you want to give the man his prize?
Yeah. What have we got? What have we got?
I thought you should blow him a kiss or give him a wink or something. No.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Virtual hugs.
What? I'll blow a kiss. It's the sheriff. You blow a kiss to the sheriff. Nah.
There you go. There's your prize.
There's the sheriff.
Wow. Tom saying you should rename that to the Eric Dyer game. Football is always a runner. Vibes is the vibes, man. Vibes. Big up Vibes. Been here the whole show, man. That's nice. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. But yes, he does leave with glory. Hey, fantastic. Good stuff. Another guy that's been here the whole show. Thank you, Betty Boy. Ed M. Tongue him? I'm not tonguing, Brush.
No.
I'm not tonguing nobody on this. I love everybody on this panel, Ed, but I ain't tonguing nobody on this panel. We did have one last thing that we're just going to quickly do. Just go around, throw our numbers out there, and just call it a night. Koovs, how much are we losing by tomorrow?
I'm hoping for 10-0 to Liverpool.
Yep.
So we've got another record that we can put on Daniel Levy's incredible CV for this club, and just make things nice and toxic again. I think it's just I'm at the point now when we get stuffed, I just laugh at the goals and have fun with it. I like betting against us nowadays. It keeps the game interesting. It's all about the purple and gold for me. Just
there you go.
Just
And
get
there's a lot of it's coming through here, Coovs. A lot of people are getting the message and supporting it here. As you can see, it's just a line of purple and gold here, and it's great. It's fantastic to see that. Guys, yeah, throw your score predictions in. Of course, Phil Baby saying 114-0. Phil, I know we're going to get smoked. I don't think we're going to concede 114 goals, though. Maybe 12. But Wayne's still staying positive. 3-2 the Spurs. 7-0. Tom is saying 5-1 to United. Which United? 5-1 to United. Who are you playing tomorrow, Brush?
Who do we play tomorrow? Off top, I can't even remember. Oh no, we've got Aston Villa. We've got Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's an interesting game.
That is going to be a difficult game. Emery's got them playing good football.
He has.
He does. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't add anybody, did he? After he came in?
Don't think so.
No, I don't.
No. All those people that saying were Tyrone Mings would be a bricklayer if he didn't have a left foot.
Yeah.
Good Tyrone
now.
Yeah. I think he brought in a left back, Moreno,
yeah.
So one player, even that, you know what I mean? Not a superstar, but I'm sure a lot of people had to look him up and everything. But still, he's doing fantastic. 3-2s for all the flip flops will be coming with excitement over Mason. I don't know if Carl spelled coming wrong there, but we won't get into that. Sammy saying 3-1 to Liverpool. That's my scoreline as well, Sammy there. Ed M 6-3. More typos. 5-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
There you go. 3-2 loss. Benny Boy, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
I don't see us scoring. I really like. I'm going to be positive and say 6-1 Liverpool.
Big up, Benny. Positive.
Yep, you're almost as positive as Ed with the 6-3 here. Good evening to you, Tom. Good evening. Brush as a neutral. Do you have a score prediction you want to throw out here for us?
I mean, ideally for me, a draw would be great. So I'll go with a 2-2 draw.
Fair enough.
How about for United? How about for United since you're here?
Listen, realistically, I'm actually quite worried. So I'll probably take a draw. I can't back against my team, so I always go for a win. But then if you went on my predictions, we'll win the whole lot.
Be a top
fair enough.
It's one of those. But
fan, we're begging for us to lose.
Yeah, we're getting to that point, aren't we, Benny? It's kind of sad. Ben, I know you are not going to be we're not back on Monday with Brewing Bollocks, unfortunately.
It's going to be
you've got a good reason. Apparently, it's your birthday on Monday.
It is. It certainly is. So, unfortunately, there's no Brewing Bollocks for a couple of weeks because we've got 2 bank holidays in a row. We've got the May Day bank holiday, and then, of course, we got that stupid thing that's happening in a couple of weeks with the King's coronation. So,
but that's when it's after the week after that where I switched anyway. So we're going to go to Wednesdays. So next
we're going to go to Tuesdays.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, we'll find a day.
Middle of the week. We'll figure it out.
Some bollocks will be brewed at some point, but you can find us over at the Coffee Company on YouTube for your usual daily chill streams, but with myself, and basically just being nice to each other and being the positive soul that we try to be every single day, other than asking for Tottenham to lose 6-1. But yeah, so find us over there. I've just put the link in the chat for anyone.
I was just doing it, but okay, I forgot Supermod is here, so okay.
Supermod is here. But get over to the Coffee Company, and we've got loads of new content on Tottenham on Tour coming up. Brian is doing his cockle-doodle-doos. We've got loads of post-match reactions with Mr. Ryan Isaacs, and we're going to start to do a few things. When Danny has sorted his apartment, he might come on and grace us with his presence and then shout at us. So we're looking forward to that. So yeah, get over to Tottenham on Tour and to the Coffee Company, and let's just be nice to each other and unite the banners of purple and gold until Tottenham are sold.
There you go. And the link is in the chat, folks. Go on over. If you want to start your day just relaxed, a little bit of football chat sometimes, but most of the time it's just Ben having a good old chit chat includes the chat, anything. There's nothing kind of out of bounds, and keeps it civil. Obviously, no politics and no nonsense, but just a happy, good, feel good vibe. You're feeling lonely, Ben will definitely be there to keep you company. So get on over to the coffee company. The link is in the chat. Go show Benny some love. Kuva, I know you are staying away as much as possible right now for from serious stuff and just keeping it lighthearted. Do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I have actually been nipping onto some more serious streams again lately. Went on Tottenham away the other night, just a little bit at a time, because I find it inspiring when we get more people like in chat tonight, the purple and gold coming out and people just speaking up against the ownership of this club. So I'm happy to go on those kind of streams where we focus on that. But otherwise, serious stuff, forget it. I prefer to just chill out, watch a movie, get some nice food. Toys. Turn off you Spurs.
Turn off you Spurs. That's it. Toys. There you go. And you've got the morning brew with Bob, right? Benny, you mind throwing the link in for that too?
Done.
Oh, it's already done. Nice.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Yep. So there you go. You want to plug that quickly too?
Yeah, it's really catching on.
Benny?
Bob started doing the streams sort of 7:45-ish. It's driving to work. He thought, why not go live, have a chat along to some of the people in the comments section while he's doing that. It fits in well with my timing. I'm getting the kids ready for school at that time. It's just when I finish doing the moving about stage and I can sit down for a few minutes. So it ties in nicely. So it's been getting popular. We've been getting over 70 people watching now. It's quite surprising for that time in the morning. Thought everybody would be really busy. But yeah, it's like I said, it's catching on. People enjoying it. We're getting guests on as well. Eugene's regularly joining us. Ranjit quite often. A few people dropping in the comments section. Very busy. So we just catch up on the latest news, which is usually let's face it, it's coming out of Spurs. It's usually bullshit, isn't it? It's usually absolutely abject bullshit that just makes you miserable. But yeah, it's kind of funny because it's always that. Yeah, there we go. Mornings, Bob Spur TV, brew, the breakfast brew.
Breakfast brew. There's the link for that as well, so you guys can get over there, like and sub to Bob Spur TV, and you can get the notifications there. Put the notifications on here as well, and like and sub and all that other stuff we're supposed to say to you guys that YouTube wants you to say to promote your stuff. So push buttons. For me, it's free, so I don't mind free stuff. So hopefully you guys don't either. And last but not least, to the man of the hour that joined us, Brush, coming on, taking on 3 Spurs guys all by yourself. Fair play. Well done to you, sir. Thank you for joining us this evening. What is coming up with you? Where can people find you, my man?
The people can find me on Twitter at Brushy87. Aside from that, I'm usually just about in the community. You'll catch me on the odd stream here and there or in the comments. Thank you very much for having me on. It was an absolute pleasure.
We're really glad you could join us, man. And
absolutely, thank you.
Yeah,
I've got to say it again. That is one fine beard. That's what I like to call. That's a battle beard, isn't it? That's a
proper beard. Like my wreck of a thing.
Absolutely.
Well, we got to talk to Bob. He's saying that he's got the kids next weekend, so he wants us to do 2 weeks in a row. Maybe he does 2 weeks in a row. So okay, we'll have a chat with you, Bob. We'll figure that all out. Brush, is that right? At Brushy87?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. You can find Brush on Twitter. He's accessible there. Thank you to all of you that joined us in the chat. Thank you to my lovely co-host as usual, Kuva. Always a pleasure, man. Love spending time with you. You know that, Benny. Yeah, we had a whole week of brewing bollocks together. I spent my entire vacation with Benny, and now I'm going to come into an end. I spent more time with Benny on my holiday than anybody else. Yeah, and he's sitting in England, so that was fantastic. Thank you all that joined us for the show, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And
the posse that came over with Brush, he's got some nice good mates there. That was fun.
Man. Yeah,
really
that was fun.
funny.
A lot of the crew came in, so thank you all of you for joining us and everything. And I don't really know what to say right now. If I say we'll see you in 2 weeks, or we might be back next week now. So I don't know.
Perhaps we'll pop up with a stream when the next crazy shit comes out of Spurs this week.
There you go. Maybe we'll pop up with something. Who knows?
Sold.
There you go.
Tottenham are sold. And as always,
Levy
out.
There you go. On that note, good evening, goodbye. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We will see you when we see you. Just hit that notification. You'll know where we're on. Ta-ta.